Coming to you from beautiful Belmont Park on the third floor clubhouse studios here at Belmont Park. I'm Richard Migliore. I'm joined to my immediate left by Chris Kay, New York Racing Association President and CEO, and on my far left, New York State Equine Medical Director, Dr. Scott Palmer. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me this morning. And we have a number of things to talk about. Let's just jump right into the equine safety issues that are so much in the forefront of everybody's mind. But Chris, NYRA has taken some definitive steps to improve equine safety. Racing at the NYRA tracks is the safest that it's been in a long time. What do you attribute this to?
Well, I think it's a number of factors. Number one, we have a new board of directors chosen by Governor Cuomo. It's an outstanding group of people. Second, we have a number of new executives to join our team that bring a great deal of talent in a variety of important areas. And number three, we have a much better working relationship with the state and its new equine medical director, Dr. Scott Palmer. The important thing is that we've taken a number of important actions, and these actions have led to much better results. So as a result of all the work we've done, our standards have risen and our equine fatalities have fallen or dropped considerably. And most importantly, we are taking all steps possible to ensure the integrity of our great sport.
One of the most important things, people want to know that the integrity of the sport is intact so they can come out here and wager on these races with a clear mind. But getting back to the horses, Dr. Palmer, you chaired the New York State Task Force on Racehorse Health and Safety, a group that was established by Governor Cuomo in 2012. This past 2013-2014 aqueduct season has seen the lowest number of equine fatalities since the Gaming Commission began recording in 2009. What do you attribute this to?
Well, over the past 2 years, the Gaming Commission and NYRA have done a lot to reduce fatalities at New York racetracks. In 2012, the fatality rate was 2.2 per thousand. In 2013, that fatality rate dropped to 1.3. And although we don't have a whole year of data yet to compare 2014 to 13, we do know that the number of fatalities during the aqueduct meet in 2014 was the lowest that it's ever been. So taken as a whole, this represents a significant decrease in fatalities over the last 16 months at NYRA racetracks, and those results speak for themselves. Through the hard work of many people at the racetrack and in the Gaming Commission, we have increased the level of risk management at the NYRA racetracks. The take-home message here is simple. We can reduce racing injuries, and we must do so.
What impact have the changes in medication rules in New York had on equine safety?
Well, Rich, in response to the recommendations of the New York Task Force on Racehorse Health and Safety, the Gaming Commission has passed regulations that have reduced the amount of medication given to racehorses in the days leading up to the race. Also, we've instituted an online reporting system for veterinarians to report joint injections that are administered to these horses. Both of those efforts support equine welfare and promote integrity of our sport. But even further than that, the Gaming Commission, with the support of NYRA and the New York Horsemen, has begun the process of incorporating uniform national medication rules into our regulatory program. And even better than that, our state laboratory, our drug and research laboratory, is undergoing an incredibly challenging international accreditation process. So each one of those efforts represents significant progress in making our sport safer and improving the integrity of the sport. And make no mistake about it, although we've accomplished a great deal, we still have many challenges before us. And there's no question that we've got a lot of work to be done. And while I do expect there will be some setbacks along the way, I think as stewards of the horse, we have a duty to do everything that we can to protect these animals, honor them, and promote the integrity of our sport.
You know, we feel the same way at the New York Racing Association. And our racing committee of the board, led by Len Riggio, a standing horseman and executive, is looking forward to the opportunity to make a public comment in support of the steps that Dr. Palmer and the Gaming Commission is recommending with respect to these model rules. We also have another committee led by Anthony Bonomo that is specifically dedicated to equine safety and jockey safety, and a number of steps have been taken there as well. So we view this as a very productive partnership and one that is really beginning to bear fruit.
I agree.
I am so happy all of these steps are being taken. For somebody that competed here at the New York Racing Association tracks for 30 years, and the horses providing so well for my family and I, and understanding the challenges that horsemen and jockeys and all the people that work in the backstretch go through, I not only support and applaud these efforts, I feel like it's long past due.
You know, and we're taking a number of other safety-related measures. With Dr. Palmer and his team, we've created something that will look at any time there is a fatality, why it happened, and evaluate it fully. And it's very important for us to do so. It's called the Equine Safety Review Board. In addition, we have a new Vice President of Racing Operations, Martin Panza, whose responsibility it is to work with the new Equine Medical Director to ensure that everything is done on track in a safe and appropriate manner. We also have a great veterinarian, Dr. Vederosa, and his job is to work with our own veterinarians to make sure that the proper medications are given. And finally, we have somebody in Glenn Kozak who is the best in the business when it comes to the track maintenance and preparation. And in fact, he's consulting with one of the leading firms in the country to make sure that we are always on the cutting edge for track safety, to the point that we have a ground penetrating radar on all 3 tracks to make sure that our track is the best possible track in America.
Well, it's fantastic. I know we're going to have a second segment. I want to thank Dr. Palmer for joining us, and I applaud your efforts, and I'm proud to work with you, and hopefully I can be helpful along the way.
Well, thanks, Rich. I really appreciate that. It's great to be here. And Chris, thank you very much for having me this morning.
Thank you for your partnership. It's
My
been great.
pleasure.
From the third floor studios here at beautiful Belmont Park, I'm Richard Migliore, joined by Chris Kay, President and CEO of NYRA. And Chris, so many changes going on, so many things that you've been implementing, and I know that you've added some more executives to the New York Racing Association.
Yes, we have, and we're really very, very pleased with all the additions. I mentioned earlier Martin Panza, who's doing a great job in all aspects of the equine operation, including equine safety. We've also added a Chief Compliance Officer. His name is Kevin Rogan. Kevin previously served as Chief Compliance Officer for Siemens in North America, which is a huge job, as well as Siemens United States Healthcare Division. So he's somebody who understands the importance of compliance and is bringing a whole new series of standards and culture to the New York Racing Association. The other position that we've just created that I'm very excited about is that of the Safety Steward. This is somebody who will not only work with our Chief Compliance Officer, but also work with the Horse Watch detail, those investigators that have been specially trained, and with our veterinarians to ensure that all of our rules, all of our regulations are being complied with by the veterinarians and all those that work in the barns and in the backstretch. And the person we've chosen is Hugh Gallagher. Hugh has an incredible career. He has been involved in the racing industry in multiple jurisdictions for nearly 40 years. As a racing steward and presiding judge, Hugh has officiated more than 55,000 races. In 2013, Hugh was the recipient of the ARCI Len Foote Award, which is the highest honor bestowed on racing regulators in North America. Hugh has also played an active role in medication reform. He serves as the vice chair of the ARCI Model Rules and Practices Committee. This is of great benefit to us because NYRA has already begun its support for the state of New York's efforts to adopt the ARCI model rules. We could not have a more authoritative source on our team. And Hugh is tasked with training and supervising our security guards and monitoring the treatment offered by private veterinarians to horses racing at all tracks. Like any good regulator and operator, Hugh is always on the ground. He spends most of his time as a constant presence in the backstretch, and he's been even attending morning workouts, including those of California Chrome.
Correct.
So we have several Triple Crown candidates, if you will, here at Belmont Park.
You obviously have an incredible resume, but do you think that simply the fact of having someone on the backstretch with your experience will be an automatic deterrent of sorts to anyone who may be considering breaking the rules?
Absolutely, I do. I think that a presence, first of all, my presence will create questions. Who is this person? Because I'm relatively new to many people here. Also, I can be a source of information and let people that have questions find out where they need to go to get their questions answered. But primarily for the stewards, it's a link to the stand where the stewards during racing hours, as you know, are up there doing the work of the races, and that's right, where my position will be in the backstretch and ship-in areas. And I, without a doubt, I think immediately I've seen some changes already in approaches from people.
Well, I like the way you put it, Chris, that somebody on the street, you have a man on the ground that's really got their finger on the pulse of things. Mm-hmm. Of all the responsibilities you will have at the New York Racing Association, mm-hmm. what part of your job do you think will have the biggest impact on safeguarding the integrity of our racing?
I think that it'll be education ultimately. I've been associated, I still am associated with the University of Louisville and have been for 18 years in their long school teaching officials and also on the CEs. So I think it's very important to teach the right way to go about things. There's a right way to do a barn search, there's a right way to do vet truck searches, and there's a right way to process information that comes in. So I do think that the education of our security staff and our horse watch is going to be critical for the future integrity endeavors that we've initiated.
Well, I don't think it could come at a better time, especially with all the excitement coming up. We have a horse looking to become the 12th Triple Crown winner in California Chrome, and arguably maybe the greatest day of racing ever assembled in North America. 6 grade ones, 10 graded stakes, over $8 million in purses. Gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for joining me this morning.
Well, thank you very much. And I think you just said it very well here at the end. All these steps that we're taking, and we're taking quite a few of them, we are a group of action, are all designed to ensure the integrity of our great sport. So whether you be a new fan, a casual fan, or someone who's been enjoying horse racing and betting on it for years, we're taking these steps to make sure that you have confidence in us and in this great game. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you, gentlemen.